Hello everybody and welcome back to the Python 3 for Beginners tutorial. I am Everything Coding, and let's go ahead and get started. So last time we talked about gathering input from your user and printing it and combining it with other strings. Today I'm going to be talking about if, elif, and else statements. So I'm just using Sublime Text like I started to last time, and just note that you can use whatever you want to use. Just make sure that you have to use the command prompt to execute your scripts. Unless you're using PyCharm, then go ahead and just run it, and it should pop up in the bottom and it will show you the output of your script. So I'm just going to jump right in and set a variable called num2 to 10, or num1, sorry, not num2, num1 to 10 and num2 to 5. So basically what an if statement does is if statements directly relate to Boolean operators, or not operators but Booleans, which is true and false. And basically how you write out an if statement is if, and then, well, the first keyword is if, obviously, because it's called an if statement. If, and then you do whatever you're comparing. So I'm just going to go ahead and compare num1 to num2. So if num1 is equal to, that's what the two equal signs mean. One equal sign means you're setting a value to a variable, and then two equal signs means you're comparing it. So same thing, basically saying is equal to is the same thing as just writing two equal signs. So you go ahead and do if, and then whatever you're comparing, put that in here, and then a colon. Now what the colon tells Python is, well, I'm done telling it what I want it to compare. Now go ahead and do this if that happens. So I'm just going to say print this is our if. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to 10 actually, just so we can see what happens. So I'll go ahead and run Python if and else, and this is our if. Now that printed because it says if num1, which is 10, is equal to num2, which is also 10. Now since they are equal to, it goes ahead and it does the stuff down at the bottom, which print this is our if. So I mentioned if, elif, and else. So basically what a elif is another if statement. So you go ahead and type in elif and then say if elif num1 is not equal to, that is what the exclamation point means, is not equal to num2, then, and it's just set up the same way except elif instead of if, and basically elif just means else if. I don't remember if I already mentioned that. And basically the colon is just saying, well, do this after if this happens, and we're gonna go ahead and print this is our elif. So I will set this to 5 and go ahead and run this and tell you why it says this is our elif. So it tests first if num1, or I'll just substitute num1 for 10. If 10 is equal to 10, then do this. Well, it's in our case, or if 10 is equal to 5, sorry, then do this. Well, 10 is not equal to 5, so elif is just saying, well, if this doesn't happen, go ahead and do this. So elif num1 is not equal to num2, 10 is not equal to 5, then go ahead and do this. So that is basically if and elif. You can have as many elifs as you want in an if statement. So if I just wanted to say elif num1 is less than, yeah, so you can do all of the operators, the Boolean operators are is equal to, so two equal signs, not equal to, exclamation point, equal sign, less than, equal to, well, less than or equal to, greater than, and greater than or equal to. Now if you've learned in school less than and greater than, just, you probably know what that means. So if num1 is less than, or we'll do greater than num2, then go ahead and print this is this is our second Elif. And it should go ahead and do, this is our Elif. Oh, because I forgot to change it. Well, we'll go ahead and comment this one out. Alright, so it doesn't do this one. So Elif, so now it will directly do if and Elif. So if I run that again, it says it's our second Elif because 10 is greater than 5. So I'm going to go ahead and uncomment that out and change this Elif to else. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete this because else it doesn't take any requirements. This is our else. So basically what an else does is if none of these are executed, so if this doesn't happen, if the if doesn't happen, the Elif doesn't happen, then it just goes through the else. So anything else than this. So if I could just do two falses really quick. Basically how if statements work is if num1 is equal to num2, it evaluates to true and does this, and same for elifs, but if they both evaluate to false, then it goes ahead and runs the else statement. So we will go ahead and do not equal to, so we want to set them equal to, and I want this one to be this right here, and we'll change, actually we'll change, yeah, we'll do num1 is, okay, yeah, so this should evaluate to print this is our else. So, or this is our elif. Oh, they're not equal to. We'll go ahead and do equal to. There we go. Yeah, we'll do equal to. Okay, now it says this is our else because 11 is not smaller than 10. And 11 is not equal to, 11 is not equal to 10. So none of this happens, so it falls back to the else. So I could just, I could do anything in here. I don't just have to print. I could do, other things too. So, for example, I could first print anything I want, so it doesn't have to be this is our else. I could say your number is not less than, or we could, I'll just change that to hello for now. So just to show you, you can do anything in there. You can print things. You can set variables, so we can make a new variable, x equals 1, and then print x. And this also means that you can do more than one line. So it's going to print 1 because it just does anything inside of this else. So that just shows you that you can do anything inside of else. But I'll go ahead and go back to my print right here. Print this is our else. Okay, so that's a little thing about if, elif, and else statements. If you guys are confused, go ahead and comment down below. Ask any questions you feel like. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.